Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. One thing I know, and I will still maintain, is that the people are not happy. Nobody seems to be happy. Not the people in UDA, not the people in Kenya Kwanza in totality, not the people in Azimio in totality. None of them seems to be happy. So it's for that reason that Senator ONYONKA had some sad news or bad news or disturbing news to William Samoei Ruto over the remarks which he made. And he literally told William Ruto that you are not addressing the software. You are merely addressing the hardware. People want to know about the software. So just listen to this interview.
What does a head of state do when his country is in trouble? He, first of all, issues a presidential speech, preoccupy the issues that are preoccupying his people. And the issues that the president discussed the other day, does media things for me. He engages me. He writes very well. And this is somebody who's been completely crazy about President William Ruto. These bloggers, you have one who does work for you. He likes the way you argue, but on the other side, he's on the other side telling me, I like the president. The young man sent me a message and said, I'm completely heartbroken with what the president has said. I said, why? He told me after 1 year, this one, the figures are supporting us. This one, we have managed to handle it. This one, I mean, some, you can go, my brother is talking about how Kenyans we have this mentality where we make everything for export. But what he's not telling you is that he's discussing the hardware. I want him to discuss the software in that mess. You are discussing the fact that coffee is going up. That is not the problem. We started dealing with the issue of coffee many years ago. We come back to last year after the government now took over power. Vice President Gashawa said, I'm going to be in charge of the coffee. I'm going to be in charge of the tea. I'm going to be in charge of these cartels that are stealing everything. What has happened? You guys are now saying, oh, you know, the coffee industry has collapsed. Now tea is in a mess. Oh, you know. Then I saw somebody going to Western Province saying, we are going to make sure that Mumias is going to be. We will fix in Zoya. Well, slowly. What are you guys talking about? We now want to sell these factories. In fact, we want to sell them. We don't even have to consult the stakeholders and the owners on the ground. In fact, we can do it through parliament. A president gives these people hope. A president, that hope must be supported with data. You know, Sammy, right now you look at the American politics and you see how everybody keeps talking about how Biden is going to lose. It looks like Trump. I can tell you, Biden cannot lose that election. Why? Because he brought in the inflation bill. It was passed in the Senate and then the Congress. There was money which was allocated for certain things to alleviate or to mitigate the inflation, to mitigate the poverty, to mitigate all those things were done. That is how people look at you and see what you've done. Right now, the questions I keep saying, we might default on our debt. Right now, I see a story. Look at the headlines. Some intrigues behind the 17 billion heist, something to do with oil. Corruption galore. You look at everything. The trees are a fantastic idea of planting trees. People are taking helicopters to go and plant trees. You look at all our friends around. Look at the cars we drive. Who cares? Look at the trips that we've been taught. The software of our country is in a mess. The hardware looks fine. And I know, I've had my young brother here say he really pities the president. I pity him too. But he's the president. Yeah. That's the job he wanted. So why do you want me to pity him? That is the job he's supposed to do. He needs to fix this country. He can't keep taking trips. He can't keep talking stories. Kenyans are saying, Mr. President, you see like the issue of fertilizer. Sammy, haven't you heard Kenyans say wonderful things about the president? In fact, now you should be working to make sure the fertilizer is even cheaper, because as an input, the maize is going to be grown. It is raining now. That is a success story. NHIF, money has not reached the hospitals. Look at the money for capitation for secondary schools and universities. University students are living in universities right now in destitute conditions. The president never said anything about it. He's talking about CBC. CBC right now, the budget, CBC right now, projects which are supposed to do to build classrooms. CBC, my brother, you are an MP. I know CDF has gotten some money to build classrooms. The classrooms are full. The teachers, and some of them are not being paid their allowances. There's so much that needs to be done. And many of us feel the president is traveling too much. Some of those people he wants to meet, he can ask them to come to Nairobi. He's not concentrating. He's our head of state. He needs to concentrate. He needs to sit down and solve problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, so that Kenyans can begin to say, good, good, good. Right now, everybody says there's nothing. All the projects the president has promised for the last 1 year, none has started. In fact, I was so relieved when I saw the houses being done in Kibra. At least they have come up. It is my brother. Today, if I asked you about the policy on the housing appropriate, I am a senator. I don't know. I don't know who's going to buy the house, how much they'll pay. Why is that difficult? Controller of budget comes and says, you see those 2 billion, 12 billion we have collected? I don't know where they are. And nobody in government says anything.
So Senator Onyonka believes that the government does not have a plan. The government doesn't have a plan. And that's why he talks about the aspect of the software. Them not addressing the software, but merely addressing the hardware. So the government doesn't have a plan, according to Senator Onyonka. I don't know about you, whether you also believe the same, but in that interview, Onyonka exposed the weaknesses of this government and told the government that you are addressing things which the people are not giving priority to. The people are giving priority to the high cost of living, lakini nyinyi mna address vitu zingine ambazo hazimuhusu sana mwananchi. Ndio maana ukisikiza kabisa pale kwa makini utapata kwamba Onyonka amejibu serikali ipasavyo. Of course, he has given an example of the inflation bill that Biden brought in the US, which was meant to support the locals, the citizens of the US against mambo kwenda juu sana, the inflation bill. So he was really trying to tell William Samoei Ruto that he should also come up with a way of making sure that watu hawalii, watu hawateseki, gharama zao watu haziendi juu, inflation bill. I think that's why Senator Onyonka said that it is not easy for Trump to beat Biden because of that inflation bill. I don't know whether that's going to be the case, but also there are other people who say that Trump will beat Biden because of the Israel issues and because of the Ukraine issues, because they believe that Biden is overspending on the geopolitics affairs, not on the internal affairs. Whereas Trump's policy back then was America first, but Biden's foreign policy is not America first. I don't know whether that's the true position, but American politics is quite different from Kenyan politics. So back to our Kenyan politics. So Onyonka is telling William Samoei Ruto that you need to come up with a bill that will cushion Kenyans against mambo ya inflation, because to be honest, saizi dollar imefika 150 something. Dollar against our Kenya shillings imeenda vibaya. Against Tanzania shillings, against Uganda shillings, pia again, our Kenya shillings becoming weaker by the day, which is not supposed to be the case. But so Onyonka says that if you don't have a plan, I can share with you a plan. So if you listen to Onyonka again, he talks about his cameraman or is one of the blogger working under him or working for him, that huyu blogger amekuwa supporter wa William Ruto. Like, all of a sudden after that speech in parliament, supporter amesema I am totally embarrassed. I mean, you know the words. These are words which have been there. Literally all people who voted for this regime wanazisema ni the same words that are said everywhere. I don't know, but what do you think about Senator Onyonka's remarks regarding what William Ruto did not say or what he ought to have said? Because personally, I think that is one thing that is being shared across by literally all Kenyans, all leaders who are concerned about the affairs of this country. Si unakumbuka ile Monday kabla parliamentary address, ile Monday ambayo wakutana kwa State House wale UDA MPs, Kenya Kwanza MPs, alafu katika huo mkutano ikasemekana wale wabunge walimuomba William Ruto to slow down on the on these charges amana later because it was making them unpopular on the ground. And then you remember what it's alleged that they were told. They were told that ati wakati huu si wakati wa kuangalia popularity, wakati huu ni wa kufanya kazi, fanyeni kazi. So the MPs were afraid that they are losing ground, they are losing popularity, and as a result they know very well that getting another chance in parliament or in Senate itakuwa tricky because they are not with the people, they are with the government, and that is a mistake because the people are now with Azimio. And that's the reality. They are not with this regime, they are with Azimio. That's the secret I want to tell you right now. They are with Azimio. So that explains why the MPs walikuwa nalia ukisema kwamba Ruto tafadhali, ukituacha tuendelee hivi tutagonga mwamba na mwishowe watatushinda. You know, the people like Jeremiah Kioni ni watu ambao if an election is called again wataingia bungeni. You know, that's rest assured. Of course Sabina Chege amejichanganya, yeye Kanini Kega amejichanganya. Maybe hata Maina Njenga ataingia ama akanyagiwa kwa sababu ya maybe scandal za kitambo, vitu za kitambo za Mungiki, lakini ataingia kwa sababu the cooks have already indicated that they trust in him, or they believe in him. You know, that's the position, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to rest my case there, but as far as Senator ONYONKA's assertions, you know what to think about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but just take 1 second, go below the comment section and please just tell us what you think about the statements there. And to those who have not subscribed to this channel, I'd like to peacefully, to kindly request you to subscribe to this channel, because with doing that, you'll be making this channel grow. And to those who have supported us by subscribing, liking, or sharing our videos, I want to say that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without you, this channel can't grow. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.